Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tennis Manager. We're on episode 46. Montgomery, aka Montgomery, her actual name, has just hit lob number 10, so everything in her repertoire is now a 10 or better. So we're looking good. It's looking on the up. That's, halfway there on every stat, and then, making progress beyond that in so many categories. Of course, only one in the blue, only 118, but majority green, and I want to kind of push everything up into green before I really start focusing on 14s. I mean, that seems to be where you have good, well-rounded, balanced everything. So a 13 plus is what we're aiming for. A lot of things are close. I mean, 13's not that hard to get to from 11s and 12s mostly, and only a few 10s, and those 10s didn't take me long. The drop shot, lob, smash, hot shots that aren't very good, suddenly everything double digits. So good start. It's still September. Let's see what we can do before the end of the year. 1,000 level tournament. Nokunye not invited. She's not here. Montgomery is a tough first round match. Somebody a little bit ranked above us, considering the wide range in a round of 128. The wide range of players here, you would hope that we should be in the top half and have at least an easy first round match. No, and wouldn't have an easy second round match either with the 20th ranked player in the world to go up against there. So I don't see us going very far in this one. Kostatseva is here as well. She does get the kind of draw you would expect in the first round for that ranking. In fact, Montgomery, 2 spots above her now. It's easier to say Montgomery than Montgomery, and that is her real name, so I'm going to switch to that, I think. Tight contest, losing the first set 4-6, but then 6-3, 6-2 in the last 2, and we do survive the first round, move on to the second round. Only 14 unforced errors with 44 winners. That's a good combination. The 32-year-old Muguruza, she's beat us twice before. Will this be any different? It's not. We're out 4-6, 3-6, 5 aces. That was good. 3 double faults could be better. Only 24 winners, though. It's always hard to beat somebody who's just really well-rounded. There's a reason why they're in the top rankings. I don't see us climbing up the rankings much from where we're at without a fair amount of development further than what we have right now. But keeping the unforced errors down to 13, that consistency part, suddenly developing those difficult skill shots, right? The ones you use to try to go for the win. If you're not messing those up, even if you're not great at them, at least you're getting them in. You cut back on those unforced errors a lot. And just being cleaner, I mean, the opponent only had 6 unforced errors the entire match. Just cleaning it up, clean it up. If we can do that, that's a massive step towards getting deep into a lot of tournaments. And especially if you get the ability to hit winners to go with it. Technically, Montgomery still has some work to do. Physically, she's great, and her controllable mental attributes are great. So there's just finding that balance. I wanted to make sure to not always set Montgomery up for failure and give her the occasional tournament that is approachable, winnable, and a 140 is absolutely a winnable type tournament for her. She's the 1 seed here. Let's see how she performs. Second round, and already she faces an unexpected challenge. She loses the opening set and then doesn't win the second set by much before finally getting control of the match. 5 double faults in this one, 27 unforced errors, 52 winners to go with it. Sees out the win, but not a very good performance for her. Took almost 200 points. And in the quarterfinal, we see our first seeded opponent, but 137th overall. This should be comfortable, but you never know. She's pushed to that stage where I think anybody outside of the top 100, she should always be beating. She wasn't there 6 months ago, but now, yes. Barely does she get out of the quarterfinal. She's having a rough tournament right now. 3-6, 7-6, 7-6. And those tiebreakers were awfully close. She actually had fewer winners. She had more unforced errors. She had more aces. They had equal double faults. But she won fewer points in this match, 49% overall out of 220 played. She should have been beaten, but yet she somehow comes out just on top. The semifinal against the 4 seed was finally comfortable, like the first round had been, and the final was going just fine until it suddenly fell apart. 8 aces, no double faults, wins the first set 6-3, has 61 total winners, statistically dominating performance, and yet she came out on the losing end. Tiebreakers both in the second and third, going deep and not coming out the winner either time. Everything points to she should have won this, but the overall points, 50-50. She had 2 points more than Wang, and that was it. And nothing points to this amounting to a loss, but she lost. She loses the final. You could see it in the cards in the 3 difficult matches along the way, 2 difficult matches, whatever it was. You could see she wasn't playing at her best. So looking at contracts, apparently this is going to be the decisive part. We still have another full year with Nakunye, but if she doesn't do well enough on her objectives, then she's out. Now, the main minimum objective she's already done. The rest of that seems sub, and that's why she's got 63%, even though she's only accomplished 2 out of 5. But to that, we're looking at what can she do. Grand Slam, she's gotten to the 3rd qualifier a couple times, but just hasn't made a Grand Slam. That's not much we can do with. National ranking, okay, she needs some wins under her belts. Well, looking at the one right above that, International 160 or International 80, reach winner. So I need to go into Nakunye's calendar and just enter into 80s the rest of the season and see if we can't get her that winner. And if she does, or even just through getting deep, she only needs to move up 2 spots in the national rankings to accomplish that goal, and then we should be able to hang on to her. And it's too late in the season for me to register her for any of those. She does have some upcoming, though, that she's going to partake in. She just needs a win, and that's the easier said than done piece for her, as she's been in plenty. But we do have her in 3 upcoming tournaments that fit that category. In fact, make that 4. No, that was a few weeks ago. So she has 3 upcoming. It's been a good few weeks for Ayala. She has leveled up numerous times in the last few weeks. She's 3 stars, 21 years of age now. And Ayala is really strong in the controllable mentals. Physicals are quite good, though the natural fitness needs a little bit of work. More tournaments will get you there. But the lob and smash are the only things below 10. She's not quite as refined in her skill set as Montgomery in the technicals, but she's fairly close. Same with the physicals, and very strong mentals, which I think are about the same as what Montgomery has. Being 2 very similar players, quite similar. She just hasn't had, well, she's got the early bloomer thing. She doesn't quite have the potential comparatively. But, not much in it. She's got 4 titles to her name, by the way. Here we go again. 115 for the second time in a handful of weeks, late October now. 1 seed. She made it to the final last time. Can she finish the job this time around and claim tournament victory? Ayala was in the next gen finals and she got knocked out. So, made it to the quarterfinals, and that's it. Second round, Awuva is way down in the rankings, and I told you if we ever lose to anybody outside of the top 100, that's a serious disappointment. Montgomery's too good for that. Just happened, though. Just happened. 20 unforced errors, only 33 winners. Terrible day. It's amazing how quick things can change. Montgomery, 88% on track. Ayala is 100% on track for her goals. And Nakunye, who we had seen drastically improve, her rank just plummeted. She's down to 220. We need to get her back in the top 200. Otherwise, she apparently is going to be gone. Her US rank has dropped. We put her into a tournament that she could do well in. She got to the second round. Theoretically, she's going to need to win one of these last ones. She's got 2 more to go. That was the first of 3 down the stretch. 80 level for Nakunye. She made it to the quarterfinals. Let's hope that earns her enough points to move her back up the rankings a bit. One of our final chances of the year to do something. And Montgomery, a 1 seed here at a 160 level tournament in Houston. Ayala also here, 9 seed. Unfortunately, poor draw. She gets the 5 seed in this one. And for 160, I mean, there's a fair few good quality players here, so not going to be an easy one for her. 6-3, 6-3 for Montgomery in the first round. The winners weren't great, but only 4 unforced errors. I think that is the cleanest match we have ever seen someone play. Under our control, that is. Ayala out in the first round. Same player that knocked off Ayala is now going up against Montgomery in the quarterfinals. It's the 5 seed. Not an easy one. This one's certainly not a guarantee. What can we do here against this 25-year-old? They've never played each other before. There's a lot of red in her stats over the last year. But you don't get to 74th in the rankings by accident. Especially at 25. Wow. Interesting match. 7-6 tiebreaker. She got 0 points on. And then 2-6. Just absolutely hammered in the second set. And then we come out 7-6. Giving up 9 in the tiebreak. What a crazy match. 11 aces, 3 double faults, though Waving with way worse. 60 winners, 36 unforced errors. That was what kept it close. The exact opposite of what we saw earlier, that is. Looking at the semifinals matchups, everybody is between 92nd and 146th in the rankings, with our opponent smack dab in the middle of those two. Let's see how we do. This now looks like the type of tournament we should come away with a title on. 6-1, 6-2 in the semis, on to the finals. 6 unforced errors, very clean match. Which version of Montgomery will show up in the final? Against Jessica Pizzola. Pizzola, the 12 seed, just inside the top 100. Not a guarantee, right? Said anything outside of the top 100 should always be a win. Not that it is, but how do we do here? We've beat Pizzola twice before. Okay, we've got the right game plan in place. Lose the opening set, but win the tournament. Took 3 sets to do it, but we got there. 10 aces. 40 winners. 16 unforced errors. Definitely not as clean, but it was a standard performance where we've had the really good and really poor mixed in lately. Not too many regular standard performances. This one, I suppose, was really good in service. It's the first time we've ever seen 10 aces from any of my players, I think. That was also her highest tournament victory, her highest level victory. So, step in the right direction. Montgomery goes to wrap up the season with a strong victory here. And that just boosted me to level 6 as a manager, so I'm getting more and more famous. Nakunye, great training this week. Speed, reflexes, and backhand power all going up. Of course, they were all very close, but regardless, 3 attribute points increasing in 1 week is massive. Ayala, speed, also going up to 15. Montgomery, no bonus for her, but she was in the tournament throughout the week, so it makes sense that natural fitness and stamina are the 2 things that made some progress. This coming week, I am taking a chance. I am going to murder Robin Montgomery. Not literally, but we are going to train her and wipe her out. It's the end of the season, so before she goes on rest, I want to see some progress. She will recover with her break. Might as well have a go and see how much progress we can make in 1 week. Super, super heavy. Maximum training. She's up to 35th in the rankings after that tournament win, by the way. And Nakunye, 204. She needs to be top 200. Nakunye, can I get you into any other tournaments? They are happening this week. Nakunye, unless somebody else drops, she's going to be missing her mark by 4 spots. And in which case, we are probably losing Nakunye. All right, we begin with feedback on Montgomery's contracts. How we did, I don't know. We did not reach 32nd. We did reach a rank in the top 50, so we should get a fairly decent payout for all of that. Nakunye, footwork +1. Ayala, no gain this week. And agility goes +1, which only needed 1%. Serve power did gain 17.5%. That's pretty good. Lob gained 12. Not as high as I was expecting. It seemed like she's only going to develop so much because we could have gotten that in 1 or 2 sessions of serve power and lob, which I did numerous of both. I did 3 lobs and about 5 serve powers. That doesn't look like it. That looks like a couple of each. And sure enough, Montgomery is still here. Ayala is here, but I have no period report for Nakunye. I think we just lost Nakunye, which I suppose is okay. She wasn't great, and we are building our profile. I think we could sign somebody even better now. But it is unfortunate because all she needed was top 200, and she was 204th, and she had it too. I mean, she was there, and then all of a sudden the next week she had dropped massively. So that week a year ago, probably under our control, she had won a tournament. A year later, those points dropped off the table and her rank plummeted. Well, anyway, Montgomery moves up 10 spots in the rankings during this period, up to 35th now. Again, with I feel like we're kind of capping right about. I mean, she's in the right place in the rankings, and I don't see her going much higher without more development. But we are developing her fairly rapidly, so that doesn't mean she's not going to climb. It's just it's going to take the development to push her higher because I think she's in the right place. 5 tournaments played, got a win in one of those, and overall had a very nice record of 76.5%. Not quite as good as that last period, but she had two tournament wins during there, and a couple of those were definitely smaller. This tournament win during this stretch was the highest tournament victory she's had, so that's a pretty good way to go. Ayala slips down a little bit. She lost in the first round in all 5 tournaments that she played. A few of them were big tournaments, but ouch. Amazing, she only dropped 7 spots. All right, folks, well, with the season now wrapped up, at least we retained 2 out of 3, and it does look like the contract stuff was true, and that the contract stuff can flip at the last minute, though I did see a few seasons back where we had 100% and 88% kind of across the board and lost 2 out of 3, so I don't know for sure, but here it did seem to follow the pattern. So that's where we're at with that. We do have 2 out of 3 coming back, and that's good. And again, Nakunye was the weakest of the 3, so I'm okay. I'm okay with losing her. But we seem to understand what it is we need to do now to retain players. As for who to go after, I'm going to wait a little bit because we're right at the end of the season. I don't think people want to sign contracts right now today unless they're of lower quality players. So I'm going to stall. I'm going to hold on a little bit, officially have end of season, and then in December we'll try to see if we can't sign a good one. Maybe, hopefully, be nice. By the way, I was told that everything goes to level 9. Level 9 is max, so our business center in 8 months will be at max level, supposedly. Which makes sense, I suppose, in terms of our global ranking now hitting 3 tennis balls. With that almost done, and us already making progress on the other 2, it looks likely that that medical center, that next upgrade there, could be coming along, and we probably will have enough funds to just bankroll all the upgrades across the board for these, or at least until the highest levels. We might have to back off on the pacing slightly, but for now, with low levels, it seems quite simple to pull this off. I mean, if we're making 800,000 and 1 month like we have here, which of course some of that came down to sponsorship. Good chunk of that actually. Either way, we're bringing in loads of money, and it's nice. It's nice. It makes doing this quite easy. 7 months to finish that. Injury duration reduction is really all we're getting, but that's okay. Gotta do what you gotta do to climb the ladder. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.